Hip-hop is a genre founded on braggadocio, bling, and big money. Though other musicians pull in large sums of cash, rappers have never been shy about showing off their wealth and belongings. Though it's not uncommon for these spending practices to leave rappers bankrupt, many MCs manage to hold on to their gains and compound on their own success. Today we're counting down the top 15 highest paid rappers of 2018. Jacques Berman Webster II, better known as Travis Scott, is a Houston-based rapper who came to prominence in 2012 after signing to Kanye West's Good Music label. After successful collaborations with Quavo, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake, Scott established himself as one of the hottest rappers in the game. Scott does not have any significant investments outside of music and made his fortune almost exclusively through album sales and touring. His newest album, Astro World, was released in 2018. Astro World received rave reviews from critics and performed well commercially, debuting atop the US Billboard 200 with 537,000 album equivalent units, of which 270,000 came from pure sales. On August 10, 2018, the album was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America. All told, Scott earned $21 million in 2018 alone. Though he built his career on giving away his music for free, Chance the Rapper is still one of the wealthiest MCs alive. His relentless touring, endorsements, and collaborations have earned the Chicago native a small fortune. Chance has also opened up about another huge revenue stream. In an interview, he stated, "Well, luckily I have a very successful merchandise business. I sell merchandise online. That's my main revenue." If you've ever seen one of Chance's iconic 3 hats, that's what's keeping him afloat. In addition, his last album, Coloring Book, reached number 8 on the Billboard Hot 200, despite only making revenue through streaming. Chance also has lucrative partnerships with New Era, H&M, Kit Kat, and the Chicago White Sox, among others. Together with a busy touring schedule, this earned Chance $21.5 million in 2018. Eminem is one of the biggest names in hip-hop, and while many seem to believe he's past his prime, that hasn't stopped the Detroit-based MC from mounting a massive comeback over the past 2 years, with 2 new albums and consistent touring. Many consider Marshall Mathers to be the link between classic gangster rap and the commercially successful radio rap of the early 2000s. Love him or hate him, he started the year strong by headlining Coachella, Bonnaroo, and Governor's Ball, before embarking on the huge stadium tour of Europe. Eminem also released his 10th studio album, Kamikaze, which debuted at the #1 spot on the Billboard 200. This marks Mathers' 9th consecutive #1 record debut. He's the only artist to ever do so. Even as a legacy artist, Eminem still managed to net $23 million in 2018. This is the only rap group on the countdown. Migos is an American hip-hop trio from Lawrenceville, Georgia, founded in 2008. They're composed of 3 rappers known by their stage names Takeoff, Quavo, and Offset. It's unclear how their total earnings are split up, but it's obvious that the trio has had a big year. Following the release of their breakthrough album Culture in 2017, Migos spent time in the public eye, mastering their craft and releasing their second #1 album in as many years, Culture 2. Culture 2 debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200 with 199,000 album equivalent units, of which 38,000 were pure album sales in its first week. On May 10, 2018, Culture 2 was certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America for combined sales, streaming, and track sales equivalent of 1 million units. While the band has a bad legal record and an unfortunate habit of making homophobic statements, the group earned $24.5 million in 2018. Khalid Muhammad Khalid, better known by his stage name DJ Khaled, is an American record producer, radio personality, DJ, and record label executive. He was a radio host for the Miami-based urban music radio station EDR 99 Jams and the DJ for the hip-hop group Terror Squad. Though some might protest his qualification as a rapper, Khalid has been a staple of the music scene for many years. Following a series of wildly funny Snapchat stories in 2016, Khalid began to earn some clout online. This newfound online recognition caused him to gain popularity, becoming an internet phenomenon, with some now describing him as a living meme. But deserved or not, Khalid is doing well for himself. His 10th studio album, Grateful, debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts and has sold more than 1 million records to date. This earned him an impressive $27 million. Kanye West has been in the news a lot recently, but not for the success of his music as you might hope. Instead, Kanye has continued his bad habit of publicly putting his foot in his mouth by endorsing conservative political candidates and claiming that slavery was a choice. To make matters worse, West's last tour ended disastrously, and he was forced to cancel dozens of dates. Some have speculated that this means an end to Kanye's touring life. Despite this, West released a micro album, Yay, which debuted in the #1 spot, selling 208,000 units in the first week alone. Though the album is only 24 minutes long and received mixed reviews, it helps cement West's reputation as a hip-hop provocateur. But like many of the artists in the top 10, Kanye made most of his money outside of music. He has several successful fashion lines, including with Adidas and Nike, and has made a wealth of money through his Good Music record label. He managed to net $27.5 million in 2018. Nevadius Damon Wilburn, known professionally as Future, is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, and record producer. Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, Wilburn first became involved in music as part of the Dungeon Family Collective, where he was nicknamed The Future. After amassing a series of mixtapes between 2010 and 2011, Future signed a major record label deal with Epic Records. The auto-tuned rapper is still raking in royalties from his best-selling 2017 album Hendrix. Couple this with lucrative collaborations with Taylor Swift and a soundtrack for the movie Superfly, and Future had a pretty strong year. He made a respectable $30 million. Mr. Worldwide himself has been in the rap game since the early 2000s, and he shows no signs of slowing down. From his first feature on a Little John track back in 2002, Pitbull has proved that he is the first name in Latin rap. On November 10, 2017, Pitbull announced his fifth compilation album, titled Pitbull Greatest Hits. Unfortunately, the album didn't even budge the charts, nor did his last studio album, Climate Change. But let's not forget the royalties streaming in from Pitbull's hugely successful back catalog. On top of this, Pitbull has a series of lucrative endorsements that keep him afloat. In 2010, Pitbull took part in the So Kodak campaign for the Kodak brand with Drake, Rihanna, and Trey Songz. He also launched a partnership with the soft drink giant Dr. Pepper as part of the campaign Vita 23, for which he recorded a song that featured on his album Armando. Pitbull also announced that he has become the spokesperson for Volley Vodka, in which he holds a majority equity stake, and Budweiser has chosen Pitbull to promote its Bud Light line of beer. With all his revenue streams combined, Pitbull took home $32 million in 2018 alone. Nas is one of the most classic rappers in our countdown. His 1994 debut album Illmatic received universal acclaim from both critics and the hip-hop community, and is frequently ranked as one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. Nas has released 8 consecutive platinum and multi-platinum albums and has sold over 30 million records worldwide. He's also an entrepreneur through his own record label. He serves as associate publisher of Mass Appeal magazine and is the owner of a Fila sneaker store. He's the founder of Mass Appeal Records. Following a 6-year hiatus, Nas released his 11th studio album Nasir in 2018. Nasir debuted at number 5 on the US Billboard 200 with 77,000 album equivalent units, of which 49,000 were pure album sales. It serves as Nas's 12th top 10 album in the United States. This earned Nas an impressive $35 million. Until 2018, Dr. Dre was the wealthiest rapper of all time. Though he lost the top spot, it doesn't mean he didn't make a bundle. Dre began his career as a member of the world-class Wrecking Crew. He found fame with the influential gangster rap group NWA, which popularized explicit lyrics in rap to detail the violence of street life. His 1992 solo debut, The Chronic, released under Death Row Records, made him one of the best-selling American performing artists of 1993, and earned him a Grammy Award for the single Let Me Ride. Since then, Dre has taken a step back from music, performing his last live show in 2012, but he is still making millions with his Aftermath Entertainment imprint, whose current signees include Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, and Anderson .Paak. Of course, combine this with Dre's eponymous headphone line, Beats by Dre, and you'll start to get a sense of his wealth. Dre earned $35 million in 2018. Jermaine Lamar Cole, better known as J. Cole, initially gained recognition as a rapper following the release of his debut mixtape The Come Up in early 2007. Intent on further pursuing a solo career as a rapper, he went on to release 2 additional mixtapes, The Warm Up and Friday Night Lights, after signing to Jay-Z's Roc Nation imprint in 2009. Cole released his debut studio album Cole World: The Sideline Story in 2011. It debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 and was soon certified platinum. Fast forward to 2018, J. Cole is one of the biggest names in hip-hop. His album KOD was massively popular, as was the corresponding tour. KOD received positive reviews from critics and debuted atop the US Billboard 200, selling 397,000 album equivalent units in its first week, earning Cole his 5th consecutive #1 album in the country. On its first day, KOD broke the previous record for views by Drake in 2017 by receiving 64.5 million streams on Apple Music. It accumulated 36.7 million streams on Spotify in its first 24 hours as well. All this contributed to Cole earning $35.5 million in 2018. Drake breaks the mold of the average rapper in a number of ways. He grew up in a middle-class Jewish family in Toronto and got his first taste of fame on the after-school special Degrassi. Over the course of a decade, Drake has become one of the biggest names in hip-hop history. He holds several Billboard chart records. He has the most charted songs at 186 among solo artists in the history of the Billboard Hot 100, the most simultaneously charted Hot 100 songs in a single week at 27, the most time on the Hot 100 at 431 weeks, and the most Hot 100 debuts in a week at 23. Even more records pertain to Drake's 2018 album Scorpion. Scorpion was certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America the day of its release due to a technicality that incorporates the track equivalent units moved by previously released singles God's Plan, Nice for What, and I'm Upset. In its first day of release, Scorpion broke Spotify's one-day global record for album streams with 132.45 million streams, more than 50 million plays greater than the previous record set by Post Malone's Beer Bongs and Bentleys 2 months earlier. It also broke Apple Music's single-day record with 170 million streams, breaking Drake's Drake's own record set with More Life. This netted Drake a cool $47 million in 2018. Many consider Kendrick to be the greatest rapper in history. His mixture of impressive flow, pop potential, and social message separate him from almost every other rapper in the game. On the heels of his genre-defining, album-topping standout Damn, Kendrick has been on a sold-out world tour ever since. Kendrick and his label Top Dog Entertainment are also behind the soundtrack of one of the year's biggest movies, Black Panther. The rapper made his way into the top 3 highest-grossing rappers of 2018, almost exclusively from album sales and touring. The legend pulled in a whopping $58 million. Sean John Combs has been known by a number of stage names over the years, including Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Puffy, Diddy, Brother Love, and B Love. Diddy has learned the secret to becoming one of the richest men in rap. Start selling albums and then move to other business ventures. Though he hasn't released an album since 2010, Diddy is still the 3rd richest rapper in the world. Fortune magazine listed Combs as number 12 on their top 40 of entrepreneurs under 40 in 2002. Forbes magazine estimated that for the year ending May 2017, Combs earned $130 million, ranking him number 1 among entertainers. In 2017, his estimated net worth was $825 million. Diddy makes his money from his clothing line Sean John, the Dallas Mavericks, Ciroc vodka brand, and Liz Claiborne, among many other ventures. The businessman made $64 million in 2018. The New York City-based mogul is by far the richest rapper of all time, with a net worth of almost $1 billion. In fact, he is the 3rd wealthiest musician of all time after Paul McCartney and Andrew Lloyd Webber. Though albums like the Magna Carta made him millions through record sales, he's made it clear that albums are not his primary source of income. Jay-Z is partial owner of the Brooklyn Nets and the NBA 2K game series, as well as a full owner of Armand de Brignac Champagne. Ever the man of luxury, Jay has his own line of both cigars and private jets. With a massive lead, Jay-Z tops our list with an incredible $76.5 million in 2018 alone.